All right, so we're gonna get installing the PPF on the driver's side rear quarter panel A-pillar on this beautiful frozen silver BMW X5M competition. So I've got the entire panel prepped. I got my PPF pattern right here. I'm just gonna spray my slip solution on the panel. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and create a dry spot right over here and a dry spot right there. What that's going to allow me to do is that's going to allow me to stick the PPF in place so I can back roll it onto the vehicle. There we go. Perfect. Now that I have the film back rolled into place, I'm just going to take and soap the adhesive. Now, one thing you're going to notice is that I'm not doing anything with the PPF up front there. That's the last place that we're going to be installing, and we're not going to worry about getting any slip underneath the film until we get there. So for now, we're just going to start on the back here. Got enough slip solution on top of the film and underneath the film. Now I can actually start my install. So where do you start on an installation like this? There's a few places you could start. You could start back here. You could start here. You could start here. You could start there. For this install, I'm going to start right over here, right around the rear tail light here. Got to get yourself a good alignment there. Now that the alignment is perfect, I'm just going to pinch the film so I can get my tack solution underneath it. And then I'm just going to come across with my squeegee and get that down. Then I'm going to come right over here. Now I have all that tacked down. Now we're going to come right over here, right to the very back. So I got my tack solution behind the film. I just got good alignment. Right along there. That's good. Now I want to make sure the alignment is perfect here because it does want to pull down a little bit. Now that I have it up nice and high, right where it's supposed to be, I can take and squeegee that edge down. There we go. This is all good. So from here, I'm going to come right up top over here. And then we're going to stretch the PPF. Well, there's no stretch that's needed. It's literally right in place right here. There we go. That's locked down. Now what I'm going to do before I start coming and getting all this down is I'm going to come right over here, and you're going to see there's a relief cut right here. This relief cut is here because I added an extra 1/4 inch of material on this edge so I could wrap the PPF behind this seal right over here. So I need to stretch this over till about there. So I got my tack underneath the film right there. Just gonna stretch that into place right where it needs to be. what I'm doing right now with my fingers, I'm just making sure my alignment is good along the top, and it is. And then I'm just gonna squeegee everything down. Now I could start pulling stuff down. Always want to make sure you're overlapping your squeegee strokes. By doing so, you're always going to be preventing having moisture stay behind on your install. Now that I got over here, this is all down. I want to make sure that this alignment over here is good first, but I have to open the door and this is in the way, so I need to lift this up. There we go, that's good. Now I have to actually get more slip solution underneath the film because the film has started to stick itself into place. Now, we're just going to give it a slight stretch. I'm going to tack that down. I find that this paint is awfully hard to get PPF to tack into place on. So I'm going to stretch this down. There we go. That's good. Now what I'm going to do is, this is probably the worst part about doing this install. Because this is a used vehicle, it doesn't really matter how much you prep behind here. There's still contamination that's going to come from behind that seal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the film back, try and get my finger underneath it, and I'm just going to come from the top here and spray the film underneath, or spray the tack solution right over here, and not aim it underneath the you don't want to aim it underneath the seal. And then I can come around here. I could just squeegee this down. This edge, I'm not going to worry about wrapping or getting this underneath the seal just yet. I want to let the film dry out a little bit before I do that. If I can get that to dry out, there's a much better chance that when I wrap the film behind that seal, there's going to be no junk that comes out from behind the film. Now let's take care of this right over here. So everything falls into place absolutely perfect. We do have some minor fingers here that we're going to have to deal with, but we're going to get them down. So I'm overlapping squeegee strokes just to make sure that I'm not leaving any moisture behind. Now what I'm doing right here is I'm just flushing all my slip solution out just with my tack solution. And this is going to allow me to get these fingers down in relatively short order. There we go. Now this one right here, There we go. That's down. That's looking really good. Now we can start working our way towards the front of the vehicle. Be a little bit more mindful than what I just did when you shut the door. So, I really wasn't thinking that one through. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift the film up, shut the door. So when it comes to doing these A-pillar pieces, I know I have a couple inches over here that the film is going to have to stretch. So we're just going to lift the film up, try and lay that as flat as possible. I know that I've got it down a little bit, but there's still going to be stretch required to get that into place. At this point, I can come in here with my slip solution. There we go. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take, and I don't want to come and tack it down right over here, because if I take and stretch this down, look what happens right over here. The film just pulls down onto the window. So what I want to do is I want to get a good bunch of that stretch out before I even get to the front. So there we go. That's down. Make sure that alignment is good up top, and it is. Let's pull all this solution down. Okay, there we go. Now with the way the film is built up right over here, I have to stretch this into place. Now, all the stretch that I need to do is super minimal, like 3/8 of an inch. There we go. That's good. It did pull itself down over here, which is fine. So I'm just getting my tack solution behind the film, and I'm pushing the film upwards. There we go. Now, all I need to do is make sure that I have good alignment across this front edge. Which, it is looking pretty good. So I shouldn't even need to use tack solution. I should be able to just get it down with just slip solution. There we go. Now what I'm going to do before I wrap this edge is I'm going to pull the film back. And I'm flushing out all the slip solution that is on the film or underneath the film. We'll come back over here, we'll do the same thing. There we go. Just to get a little bit more solution on top of the film. Now I'm going to start on the back door. I want to lift this up. And we're going to slowly open that. Then we'll come over here to the front door. There we go. Now it should be pretty easy to get this wrapped. So, just going to come right over here. This is the perks of being able to just use your hand to do the wrap. When you've got the right amount of tension on the film, that film should kind of just suck itself into place once you start wrapping it. This right over here, a little bit of tension, but the reason being is I need to get this film behind that seal, and that's going to help get that tension down, but we're not going to do that till later. I actually don't need any more tack solution. There we go. That edge is down. All that's left to do is wrap this edge right over here and then let this all dry out before I come back and wrap that. So, just gonna take, as you can see, I'm just running my thumb up along this edge just to get this material down. Obviously, if it's going to pop up, it's going to pop up, but when we come back with our heat gun and do all of our post heating, that's when we get this stuff down for good. But there we go. That's good. Okay, that's going to do it for this video. I need to trim off a bunch of excess material there and let that all dry out. But if you guys enjoyed this video and you found some value in it, let me know in the comments below. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more paint protection film content that we got coming your way. We'll see you in the next one.